Well, did you delete that clip?
No.
No, I mean like the audio.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay, we're
Starting.
starting.
All right, here we go.
So,
Yeah, same jokes.
Same jokes again.
All right.
We're not even synced yet, so you know.
We're syncing. Starting on quick save.
Just-
I swear to God, if you clap. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 6. You're editing it, so I don't give a shit.
Damn it.
Oh my God.
Cut onto me.
All right.
All right.
Hey,
it's a
we're
podcast.
here.
This is our first free balling.
Yeah.
Free balling.
Free balling.
Kyle, you gonna sing the song?
Yeah.
And I'm free.
Ooh, duet.
Free balling.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not the word I would use, but
Perfect.
I was going for immaculate. I don't know.
Oh,
there you go,
Assuming,
yeah.
but
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, this is the free balling podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Kyle. I'm the one playing the game.
We got
Jake.
Zach.
And Nate as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
us.
And we're gonna talk 2015.
Yeah,
Do a
2015.
little throwback,
Yep, hashtag it.
even though we're still in the year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Throw them back to the whole year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole year.
The whole
the,
year.
the majority
whole
of the
year.
year that has already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got
And,
like 4 days.
Yeah.
left.
Oh, and we're playing Fallout because this happens to be.
Game that was released in 2015.
And,
Whoa!
oh my God!
Whoa!
And it's Kyle's favorite.
I never said that. It is.
Okay.
Okay, it
You
is
didn't hear
I've
it
never-
come from Kyle's
It
mouth.
is
It's
one
true.
of my favorite.
Yeah.
right now.
Am I the only one that's been playing this?
I own it.
Two of us own
literally
it.
I
wrapped
rented it.
and just got it.
Still.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I plan to play it
Factory
as soon as I can. I'm really excited, but yeah, I haven't had time.
I rented it for like 3 days and played a little bit.
I've
For like 6 hours
I've had a little bit of time.
A little bit.
Just a little
About 2 days.
Okay.
Of time.
Okay.
Not 2 days that I've had it, but 2 days in game.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I already killed. Okay.
Should we do a little get hype for your walkthrough? thing?
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
What is happening?
Whoa.
Okay.
Seance.
Oh,
Demons.
look
Okay.
at that
Yeah.
thing.
Can
See,
you
I already
pick him
killed
up?
this, but it's
Yeah.
like shaking, so I'm wondering if there's another one.
Probably.
So many death.
No,
Okay, but what I was gonna say
But height.
is
Hype.
do we want to do a little pre-vamping for your series that's gonna come out?
Oh yeah,
Kyle explores
Oh,
the
yeah.
wasteland.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this will actually be a really good insight into the series that I'm doing, it, which is like building clearing and Kyle exploring the wasteland, which is just me like not really doing anything except going to all the buildings, because that is one of my favorite things about this game is that okay.
He's got somewhere to
Who are
be.
you?
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
He's a mercenary.
Oh god.
Oh, wait, do you think he killed
Where-
someone?
Just follow him. Where are you running to?
Let's find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. So, this is like the pre-show. This
Right,
is
this
what
is
you're
pre-show.
going to be doing.
Right.
Just
Well,
following
so-
mercenaries.
If you look at just following mercenaries.
That's it. It's the whole show.
If you look at the map, like this is a good area right here, which is like downtown Boston. I'm assuming I'm not from Boston. But the map is not as big as Fallout 3,
Okay.
but it is super, super dense.
Mm.
So within like a very small area, there's so many buildings that you can go into.
So it's not just like barren wasteland. There's just
Yeah, it's-
building after building after. Gotcha.
So what I'm doing is I'm just going to all these buildings, clearing them out, kind of showing people what is in them, what you can find in them, but we're going in blind. So we're going on a journey together.
Ooh,
That's good.
that's nice.
This game is
Go kill him.
I don't know, you got follow
legitimately
missionary.
amazing.
Sweet.
I love this game. People were complaining about the whole idea that the map is too small,
Mm.
but it, like I said, it's really dense,
Gotcha.
and people have been complaining about frame rate issues. Congratulations, welcome to new games.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. No kidding.
every new game will have a frame rate issue. I have found this game is not good for me because I'll pick every single thing.
So most of this gameplay is going to be just Kyle going
Grabbing
like
things.
into a house.
I'll
and
kill
killing
some
everything.
people. Don't worry
Okay,
about it.
good.
We wanted you to go
Well,
after
yeah.
the mercenary.
He was green bard, so he was good.
Maybe
right.
he was a quest giver. You had to follow him.
If you have to
Turns
shoot
out-
him in the back.
Exactly.
I had to shoot him in the leg to
Yeah.
slow him down in order for him to give me.
Just like that guy in Borderlands 2.
So,
Oh,
Kyle,
these
what
are
else?
tracers.
What else is on your list for this year?
Yeah.
Oh, what else is on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do you put
Well,
out there?
if we go on the lines of like the RPG, I was a gigantic fan of Dragon Age
Yeah.
Inquisition.
Yep.
I played Dragon Age Origins. I didn't play the second one, but the Inquisition was kind of a masterpiece.
It was really good.
It was
It was
very
really
good.
good.
I mean, as far as like everything that you could do,
Right.
The weapon modding, the story was really good. That was one of those classic like, I'm in this for the story,
Right.
and it did not disappoint.
But so your point is, this didn't come out in 2015, but you're loving the
I-
expansions that came out
Yeah,
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the expansions that came out with it, like the Canary and I can't even remember all the weird names that came out with it. But those were they were solid expansions. They didn't cost a lot. I mean, if you got the season pass, it was well worth it because I think there was like 4.
There's a lot of DLC.
There was a lot
Yeah.
of DLC. And it was all worth it. It all added to the story. It wasn't like some random like, oh, now you can just go do this. It actually added to that main
That's cool.
storyline, which I think, I don't know, have you guys seen like DLC that has been coming out that just seems like misplaced? Because I think some games can get stuck with like, oh yeah, we gave you DLC, but you're like, what?
We don't.
I
Need
don't
this.
understand what
Right.
the point of this DLC is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an example of that.
You know, like the one that came to mind is more so because other people complained about it, which was Clash in the Clouds. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think more people were
Yeah.
so invested in the Bioshock story
Mm-hmm.
than when it wasn't a story and it was just you fighting people.
Yeah,
There
it was just like horde mode.
It was just horde
essentially.
mode. A lot of people were disappointed in that, but for me, I thought it was really fun.
You played a lot of it.
I played
You
not as much as
played
Jake.
a lot of it.
100% in that game.
Yeah.
I haven't challenged that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I think we both agree it was a really cool way of getting to experiment with all the weapons and all the
Yeah,
plasmids
heck
and
yeah.
combining all of them and facing different enemies in the game. Like I don't know, it wasn't the story expansion that I think a lot of people wanted, but then you got the 2 stories afterwards. It was just a nice.
Yeah.
I don't know, but other than that, that was the closest thing I can think of. I don't know.
I'm sure there's other stuff.
I'm sure there is.
but Can't think of it right now.
There was some Far Cry 4 DLC that came out that I didn't even play, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bought the season pass for that game and then didn't really use any of it except for like the story-based stuff that they
Gotcha.
interjected
So
in
I think
there.
that's okay. Season passes. Are you for them or not?
We're so off topic. All right.
Well, I mean, but this is what we're talking about. Like, I was talking about DLC.
I know. It's just funny. It's
Yeah.
I'm totally down. We can go down this path.
Yeah.
I'm for the season pass if you know the game and have a good idea of what's
Yeah.
coming, sort of thing.
Not like
Yeah.
what Battlefront's doing, where it's like, here's 4 expansions or whatever it is. We
Yeah.
don't know what it's gonna be.
Give us
your money.
Yeah, exactly.
And like
I think
that-
it's better when you either like know that you're gonna get something good out of it and you think it's worth it, or B, just like trust the franchise enough that you're like, I don't know exactly what I'm getting,
Yeah,
but
Right.
yeah.
yeah. Like I'm playing The Witcher, and I'm really tempted to get the
Whole pass.
the season pass for
Yeah.
it, just because I believe the developers said that it's like
Says
17 extra
novice, I'm just-
hours,
Oh, that's sweet.
and they made it, they made it seem like it's a big DLC, and from what I've heard good things about it, and
That's
people
good.
like it, and it's well worth it. So I mean, something like that I'm for. Now, I mean, I bought Dragon Ball Xenoverse's season pass, and
Yeah,
Fun
how's
game.
that working out for you?
Fun game. Fun game, don't get me wrong, but I can only get so many costumes. And
yeah.
I mean, they did
until
add,
it's worth it.
yeah, I mean, they did
Not
add
worth it anymore.
like the whole another like GT series into
Mhm.
it, but the characters were somewhat overpowered if you
Gotcha.
had it, and you, like once you could choose them. And this is in my opinion. It's
Right.
probably all based on skill and button
Yeah.
mashing,
That's fair.
but I felt like I could just choose those characters and then just like kick anyone's butt.
Gotcha.
And then, I don't know, it just didn't feel like Kyle said, it fit,
Mm.
you know?
It didn't fit the game.
Yeah, and then the other DLCs were like, alright, you get, Goku from this movie, or you get Goku from this movie.
Nice.
And, I don't know, I think I got it on sale, so I'm fine with it. But it's just not what I was expecting.
Not what you were hoping for.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a sucker for like the extra stuff that you get from getting the season pass, where it's like you get this weapon now, and I'm like, sweet, and then that weapon is like horribly underpowered, like within like the first 2 minutes of playing the game, and I'm like,
that happens a lot.
awesome.
with
Like
RPGs.
I'm glad I paid that extra $20 for
Right.
Yeah,
this
like-
weapon that I no
Yeah.
longer use.
An
Yeah.
hour, yeah.
Yeah, like with Borderlands. I remember I pre-ordered that, and you got the golden guns or whatever it was. Yeah, you get them, use them for 5 minutes, and then you find
Man, you're
something
saying coach,
10 times
bitch.
better. And so it's like, oh. And so I think in that game, I held on to those
Mm.
just because I was like, I paid real money for these guns. I'm gonna hold on to them till the end. But I'm with Kyle. I'm a
But
sucker
not worth
for
it.
that. Not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for that stuff though.
I mean, I know that it's not worth it, but I still get, there's
Mhm.
something about like, even in this age of like digital games where I don't even have the cases on my shelf anymore,
Yeah.
but I can go and look at my like games app and my collection. I'm like, that's game of the year. That's game of the
Yeah.
year.
I think if
Totally unnecessary, but I still do it.
Yeah, if more games did what Halo 5 did, where you can still get the like pre-order statues and extra stuff that I completely love,
Right.
but still get a digital version of the game, God,
Oh, that's
I
a good
would be
point.
broke.
Yeah, because I think a lot of games now it's just so hard to want to get.
Mhm.
God, we're going down the wrong path. I'm dialing it back. Kyle, what
Dial it
other
back.
games did you like from 2015?
I was actually a big fan of Halo 5, and
Oh yeah.
one of the reasons that I was a fan of Halo 5 was because I was not a fan of the other installments in the game.
Mm.
Being like, I never play. I would get through some of the campaign, but then I never played the multiplayer. I could never get into it. I always played Call of Duty.
Nerd.
Sorry.
Such a bro.
Yeah, right.
I'm such a bro. You'll be happy to know that I no longer play Call of Duty because I can't stand it. It's just recycled. Anyways,
Mm.
Halo 5 was the first one that actually had me like enjoy multiplayer. And I don't know what it was about it. Maybe it was something along the lines of like having that battlefield system. What was it?
The rec packs.
The rec
Yeah.
packs. I actually liked the rec packs. Being able, and I thought it was actually balanced pretty well with like, I didn't go into a game and then all of a sudden like someone has a tank like within the first 2 minutes. But I will say that, damn it is fun being the one with the tank eventually.
Mhm.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Why? Why?
Well,
Not letting you out. You're trapped.
As far as like other ones, what else did I have on my list? I can't even remember. What else did I play? I played the Fallouts.
Yep.
I played a lot of the Fallouts.
Played
You
Destiny.
had a
You
Oh,
played
Destiny,
Destiny.
Taken King. I'll actually let, because Zach and I played Taken King
We played a lot.
an
of that.
ungodly amount.
Yeah,
We played it a lot.
yeah. I think from like my playtime, I would say I probably like doubled it from vanilla
Yeah.
Destiny to Taken King.
And this will actually, I mean, I'll talk about this a little bit, and then
Mhm.
Zach can talk about it. Destiny, I will be the first to admit, Destiny, terrible story. I think
Yep.
everybody in here
Yep.
can agree.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't even have a story.
No, there's no.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude,
unless you want to read it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And okay, yeah, unless you want to read it from the Grimoire cards.
Right.
But let's be honest, gamers not the biggest readers.
yeah. I
Um,
found a file that had all the Grimoire cards all like typed out and stuff, and I printed it out and was like, I'm gonna read it. It became a coaster because it was sitting next to my bed, and I didn't read it at all. So,
I thought you said you kind of went into it.
well, I read like a little bit of it,
Okay.
but it wasn't like
You didn't get the full story.
yeah, I
It
didn't get
wasn't-
yeah,
yeah.
and I didn't feel the need to just continue on and read more of it.
Yeah.
oh, and I want to go back really quick. One of the other reasons that I enjoy Fallout so much is that like when you think about like someone putting hi.
Kitty.
You,
Oh,
No,
Kitty.
God.
Dead kitty.
Oh my god.
please don't.
Jesus.
Cat meat. Yeah, I'm taking it.
Damn.
God.
Sorry, cat.
Another,
Oh
no,
my God.
No.
Should
No,
I?
No.
Don't do it. Don't do
Cat.
it. Bump his controller, quick.
Bah!
No.
I did it the wrong way.
Oh, that cat
He
means
just
so
slapped
good.
his controller into that cat's death.
I know. I'm sorry.
But
Oh
someone
my
took
God.
the time to like. I came across this one house where there was just a skeleton, but it was in a bathtub, and then the thing that I could scavenge from the bathtub was a toaster, and I was like,
Oh,
That's
that made
awesome.
me laugh. Like, but someone like takes the time, like
To
every
actually
single one of
write-
these buildings, like someone said, like, okay, there's a story behind each
Every
and every
character.
one of these
All
skeletons.
of these cats.
All of these cats
that
have a story,
survived
Yeah.
the fallout,
and
getting
Kyle.
murdered by Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, Taken King. So
Really?
Destiny didn't have a story, but Taken King had a story.
It did.
Right.
It actually added. That's another deal with like the DLC that we're talking about. That was DLC that didn't only add. Oh Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Why?
The robot just needs to get in front of you. Yeah, no, it was DLC that added a lot to the game.
Oh, that's not good.
Nope. Golly. Oh. Can you do it? Oh, jeez.
Look at this guy. He hasn't even lost any health, and he's on
Well,
fire.
I
He
used
had
this
lost
impact.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that part.
Ooh.
Why does that guy have a
Oh,
spacesuit on? Is he an alien?
He's a robot.
Oh.
He's a scientist.
But one thing to kind of go back to this year that I think is a really important one that's kind of cool that I'll kind of start on some of mine, but it goes for definitely all of us, is GTA heists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were kind of the heist crew together, and that was really fun.
Went all the way through too.
Went all the way
Yeah,
through.
all the way.
We got the $1 million.
Bonus for
Yeah.
doing all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it was really fun.
And I thank Kyle for funding that, thanks to his, what was that, graduation money that you used?
I didn't. It wasn't graduation. That was just purely my
Oh,
money.
okay.
Someone had the ability to buy all of the vehicles.
Yep.
That would be Kyle.
That was me.
Yep.
You did it.
But yeah, we played a lot of that.
Yeah, we did.
Um,
And just a lot of, that refreshed GTA for us.
Yeah, that's really one thing that's sort of hard about this year. When we were trying to decide what we want to do for our top games,
Mhm.
it was like a lot of games that we played this year didn't necessarily come out this year,
Yeah.
but they had expansions, or even if they didn't have expansions, we were still just playing them.
And they had like DLC.
Or they had
that
DLC.
wasn't like,
Yeah,
it wasn't an expansion, it was just like something that added something else that made it totally fun to play.
right,
Or-
yeah.
I'm just
So-
basing that off what I chose for like my number one.
Yeah. So it's definitely been a weird year for that, because my other one that's sort of but definitely there. Hearthstone I've played so much this year, and I didn't find it until this year. So for me, it's a 2015 game.
Yeah.
It feels like a 2015 game, but it definitely isn't. But even then, like I could say the League of Explorers expansion was really fun. The Grand Tournament expansion has been really fun. There was other expansions earlier this year that was before I found it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's still worth mentioning that they're still updating that game. It's still
Yeah.
100% fresh when you play it. And man, I have played way too much of it.
Yeah,
So
and that's like Smash Bros with me.
yeah,
Except it's not, as I guess I haven't played the DLCs for Hearthstone, or the expansions, I should say.
yeah.
But I mean, Smash Bros, they add, did I say Smash Bros or Hearthstone?
Smash Bros.
Smash Bros.
Yeah,
Yeah, but for like Smash Bros, they add new characters, and then they rebalance everything,
Right.
and it feels fresh, and it's a solid game, and I end up playing it like every day.
Yep, exactly.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And it's very similar, I play a couple matches.
right. Just to
here and
kind of yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny because for the reasons that we play, I think is definitely different though. For you, it's just you really love Smash Bros.
Mhm.
And it's sort of just like your go-to like
Yeah.
just chill game.
Yeah,
Whereas for me, Hearthstone has me goddamn hooked.
yeah,
I always go for every daily quest,
Yeah.
and then so they have that every day, and every day I log in to try to get it. And then on top of that, they have the collecting the cards aspect. So you're collecting
Yep.
the gold so that you can get cards. Then when you run out of gold, you're just trying to get more gold so you can get more cards.
yep,
So it's a vicious cycle, but it's really fun.
yeah,
It's really fun. But so my bigger, or I'll say my biggest game of the year for me
Okay.
this year is definitely Ori and the Blind Forest. I'm kind of surprised by that. I did not think it going in when
Yeah.
I got it. I was like, oh, this is like, it's got a cool look to it, and I played a little bit of
Yeah.
it, and I was like, this is really cool. And other games came out like Halo and stuff,
Yep.
and I kind of put it on the back burner for a little bit. And then I went back into it, and it's got really cool, semi-complex systems.
Mhm.
It's got a really fantastic like atmosphere to it, and just the story design, the characters, and all this stuff. It's like so good. It's one of the best games I've played in a really long time.
Yeah.
That's by far.
Yeah, that's one thing I've heard.
Yeah.
Not just from you, but from other people.
Mostly from you.
Yeah.
But I don't really have any other friends, but that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
I know.
Well, and the one thing that's kind of
That's
tough
true,
too
because
is
Joe, Kev, and I are not you.
Exactly.
Snap.
Damn.
oh man, the one thing that's kind of tough too is there's so many games that I know I've missed this year, and I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys got this problem. Like
Yeah.
I just got Fallout 4, and I feel like that probably will end up being on my top 5 for this year, maybe even my number 1.
Yeah.
But like, there's just been so many games that came out too that it's hard to keep up with all
Oh,
the time.
absolutely.
And then the ones that came out that I actually kept up with weren't ones that I became super passionate about. So
Yeah.
I kind of had.
Well, and that's where we're in an interesting situation because while I enjoy watching all of the reviewers and industry guys be able to play and look at every single game,
Mhm.
we still have to choose our games based off of like, okay, is this going to be worth my money?
Yep.
Will I play this? And will I continue to play it? Now, we get some games, like Dragon Ball Z, that end up, like, we look at it, we're just like, yes, I will play this game. And then it ends up being something that you won't play.
Or
So
Halo 5 for me.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And, like, that end up being huge disappointment for some people. Or
Dragon
then,
Ball wasn't a huge disappointment.
But then you get...
Halo
Yeah.
still was.
Let me get this clear.
Come on, I enjoyed every minute I played of that game.
But then you get something like Hearthstone that is free to play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you
That ends
can
up-
dump so much money into it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Right.
scary,
You know, like for
but-
me.
Yeah.
I haven't dumped money into Hearthstone, but I haven't done to dump money into
Yeah,
things. So,
really.
But that there's a cow.
Ooh.
He's
Okay.
standing on top of bathtubs.
Hey,
It's
cows
easier
gotta
for
take a
milking.
bath.
Yeah.
That too.
You could take a cereal bath.
Sexy.
But that's like that's where you get into like this whole idea of like, okay, what constitutes a game of the year now?
Right.
Because before, like when you had PS2 and Xbox, it was like, what had the best graphics?
Right.
Not even story, because there wasn't enough room for a story yet.
Right.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Well,
I mean, there's probably some. but
I guess with the Xbox, I guess before that, like your PS1 and Nintendo, like even
Yeah.
like
Final
when you
Fantasy
play, you son of a bitch.
Well,
I'm done talking.
I think no.
I'm sorry.
Kyle's
You
bringing up a
guys.
good point.
No,
Though,
I
like,
get what you're
there
going
was a
for.
lot less games that were produced, and it was kind of sort of like this was the big game that was released this year. It's an
Yeah.
easy consensus. Whereas
Yeah.
now it's like there's a lot of good games that
Mhm.
you probably don't have time to get around
Yeah.
to playing.
And the
And-
expectations that
And the
go with
expectations
those
are
games.
so high, and so I think for us, what it sort of just comes down to is what really affected us. What was the games? I think that's kind of
Yeah.
what we're going
Yeah.
through. Like that's why, like I said, Ori, I probably beat it in 12 hours, and I was really doing a lot of time
Yeah.
just exploring and having fun.
Yeah.
And so I probably could have beat it way less, but it still makes my top game of the year just based on how much I enjoyed the experience,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, what about you guys over there on the
Oh,
other couch?
On the other
Oh.
couch. So like I said, Smash Bros.
Yep.
I love that game. I
Yeah,
loved
the
it.
the expansions, quote
Yeah,
unquote. that happened this year.
the
Yeah.
DLC expansions, yeah. So yeah, you know,
Hey, look, cat meat is under aid. Gives me health.
Nice.
and 8 rads. You can be totally rad.
Because I'm
So many rads.
So rad. You're so rad for killing those cats.
Indeed.
Yeah, so Smash Bros, Destiny,
Oh, yeah.
both Vanilla and Taken King. I loved
Well,
both of them, but
I wouldn't say you loved the vanilla. You even had some frustrations
Yeah.
with it. You just,
I
I think,
it
and
was
you,
the
I mean,
social aspect of
yeah,
it.
right. But I mean, I think Taken King definitely drew you back in. You
Yeah.
were interested in playing just because it was Destiny.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, once people kind of stopped playing it, you definitely fill out with that game
Yeah.
for quite a while.
Yeah, because then my dad didn't want to play it as much. 'Cause
Yeah.
I played a lot with him
Yeah.
because he doesn't buy games or play the games that I buy him. He's just stuck on one game. He sucks.
He sucks.
God,
Hate him.
he's the worst dad.
Play my games, Dad.
God.
The dad that I grew up playing games with, he sucks. Who takes the time
He's changed.
to outlevel me in Halo
You're
Reach?
different now.
Oh my God, I know. Oh, God, Halo Reach,
And
Halo
Halo
4, and
Probably
now Halo 5.
Definitely. Really
He's He's 25, level 25,
Jeez.
and I'm 22, 23 right
God,
now.
he outranks me in both of those games.
I know.
I kept up with him in Reach. I think I
That-
actually beat him in Reach, but
Yeah, I know you guys were the same level. We checked that, remember?
Oh, we
Yeah.
are the same level. I need to
Back
go
at
back.
my reach,
Right?
backwards compatibility.
Yeah. But I think Dad was like the first person I knew
Mhm.
that got to the max level in Halo 4. Because I don't remember if
Your
like,
dad's pretty weak.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have some nerdy friends.
Yeah.
But he still beat him somehow.
May have been all those Mountain Dew codes or whatever I gave him.
Probably.
That's probably what it was. But yeah, so there's those two games. I really liked Halo 5.
Okay.
Multiplayer,
Nice.
I felt like was super refreshing. Because I barely played 4.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna sound bad, but I've only got to like it was either like 68 or 86.
Why?
I
Everybody just
I
like
know.
looked at the screen.
I
I'm
know,
just,
it's
I'm
like-
just selling shit.
I know, I'm like, what? But I mean, I know that's pretty high up, but I didn't play it and like want to play it as much as like Reach or now Halo 5.
Right. There wasn't the drive. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think there was the lack of daily quests and the lack of
Yeah.
that. But
But I mean, it still sort of had it, but
yeah,
it just
it was
didn't.
different.
I don't know. Yeah, it didn't feel like it for me. Then one of the, if you're going off of, what you said about Ori,
Oh.
Bedlam was one of the games that I really enjoyed. That was
Interesting.
that was the one. That was the one where you like you go through a bunch of like different
Game
games.
universes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a really neat concept, and each game it felt similar but different enough that it was interesting. And
Yeah.
I mean, not the most amazing story or anything, but
like
one of
worthy
the
of being
coolest
like,
concepts that I've played. This
Right.
year,
Yeah. That's cool.
And then number 5 for me, Mario Maker.
That's That's
Really?
mine too. Mario
Oh,
Maker's
yeah.
on mine.
I
Mario
mean,
Maker's up there. For
Yeah,
me.
Huh.
playing it solo, it's fun. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when we've been playing it, and
Yep.
it's just been like
It's addicting.
so much more
It's
fun.
really addicting.
Yeah.
And like it. I mean, we haven't even gotten, like, at least you and me, I don't know how much you have, but we haven't even gotten around to making courses. We've just been playing around with
Yeah,
other people's
Yeah,
courses.
and
and that alone, it's just like infinite Mario, and it's a really
It's
cool feel.
really
You don't
fun.
know what's coming, sort
Yeah.
of thing.
and
And
like
like,
the 100 Mario quest
so fun.
is really fun because, like you said, it's just random courses.
Yeah.
And
Still haven't beaten Expert.
nope,
Got close today, though.
nice.
Got close today.
Wow.
But, yeah,
I
very
was gonna
tough.
say last night we only done like 2 or 3 levels.
Oh, God, there was one stretch where, I
Well, I
mean,
guess-
to be fair, we're kind of stubborn, though. If there's
We
a
are.
hard level, we're just like,
No,
let's waste 25
Yeah.
lives, and then we finally just like,
You're
all right, we'll move on.
skip it. Yeah. But yeah, that one it's really fun.
It's really cool.
A lot more fun than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, I bought it because it was like this is a really cool concept. It'll be fun, it'll be fun to bust out at parties. But it's one of those
So
games.
2015 for you was like conceptual. Like you
Yeah.
like the concepts that were coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
that's
yeah.
that is me.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I was going to say about Mario Maker 2 that's really interesting is that I like sometimes this happens, but not like often enough that it's to the point where I actually want to buy a game.
Mhm.
But I'll watch a game, someone else play it, and like,
Yeah,
man, this looks fun. And that sometimes has happened with other YouTube channels. I'll watch like
Yeah.
the GTA one. Like I knew GTA would be fun, but it always brings me back watching
Yeah.
new GTA-esque videos come out.
definitely.
Watching Mario Maker on Twitch
Oh yeah,
made me so interested in playing. I was like begging you to bring it
yeah.
over to my house. 'Cause
Seriously.
it was just so exciting and so different. I don't know.
And now you have my Wii.
and now I'm keeping it.
Oh,
Everybody's about to punch you in the face.
why?
What?
We're recording, right?
I have no idea. No, I don't think so.
Oh my God.
You have to click the capture button.
I thought I did.
I mean, that's recording. I don't think game's recording.
Oh my God.
Click capture real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, we were
you're
recording.
good.
No. Okay.
Okay, we're
Uh,
coming back into it.
Start recording again.
Hey.
Wait, we have to sync again. God damn
Think of
it.
the claps.
On quick save. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
We're really good at this.
Oh my God.
We haven't messed up at all tonight.
Nope, not at
There's
all.
gonna be a short skip there for a second.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
I'll just fix it in post.
Fix it in post.
Fix it in
Yep.
post.
All right.
So Mario Maker's a great game.
That's what we're getting at.
That's
right.
where we left off.
All right, Joe Cab. So
All
because we
right.
kind of we have very different games from you. I feel like. So I'm
Well,
kind of
I feel like I couldn't chime in on a lot of these games because I didn't play a lot of them. I
Yeah.
was doing a lot of 2014 game catch-up
Yeah.
this year. I actually kind of struggled coming up with my games. But I did think of one in between
Oh, really?
also while we started, but this was primarily because it was free. Forza Horizon, the Fast and Furious edition.
Oh, that was so fun.
It was so much
That was
freaking fun.
really
That
good.
game was awesome, and especially because you didn't have to pay anything for
Well, then
That's true.
I think you and I were talking about it after we played it. Like, I wish they weren't just like, "Hey,
Yeah.
go buy our full game now." It was like,
Right,
I wish I
yeah.
could transfer over all the saves and stuff that I did in your free game,
Mhm.
and like buy little expansions or little things to this because I would keep playing this,
Yeah.
but I'm not willing to dish out $60 for a different experience, sort of
True
thing.
that, yeah.
Different experience in the
Yeah.
same world.
In the same world, yeah. So
Yeah. If you
But
could
no,
buy
I
car
was
packs, that would be
yeah.
cool.
yeah, exactly.
I was
Yeah.
super happy with that game, and just the way they structured it, and
Mhm.
like
You
the
downloaded
whole
it on
open world,
both the
I did,
Xbox One and 360,
which
just
I
to play.
found was super interesting because it was a completely different game on the
Oh,
360.
really? Yeah.
Completely different, just because. And it kind of exemplifies the difference between the 360 and the one, and how
yeah.
much more powerful the one is, because
Wow.
they pretty much took out all of the open world stuff.
Yeah. There
Oh,
was,
really?
when I was playing,
Like how it
so
tracks all your sign breaking and all.
No,
well,
like the actual, that one where you have to go find that car that's in the field that's like at this barn in the garage.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. 'cause-
There's no open field
Yeah.
in the 360 version.
Yeah.
It's just straight roads that
Yeah.
go to that house.
Weird.
And so, like, I
It's
don't know if
really
you remember,
weird.
like, how there's the garage that you, like, have to check into after, like, every car that you get.
Yeah.
And then that's how it's on the beach, and then how you can go up and around the mountain, or you can go down to the little, like, I don't even know what that was. It was like a warehouse industrial area.
Mm.
But on the one, there was just like an open field that you can go through and just like jump off a cliff essentially into this area.
Yeah.
I tried doing that on the 360 and ran into a wall.
It's just like, nope.
Yeah, it was like, nope.
Well, that's weird because
There's a
it's not like
girder here.
360 can't handle open world. I don't know if they just
Yeah.
like didn't put the time into
Yeah, I
the
really don't know.
older gens, which I mean I can understand why you
Well,
wouldn't,
yeah.
but yeah.
Well, and that
Yeah.
shows a lot of like companies or development companies moving towards like we are
The future.
phasing
Right.
Yeah.
The old
the
consoles.
older consoles.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Like, was it Black Ops 3 only has
Ops
multiplayer?
3, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, that was a really
Let's
fun
move towards
beta.
this radiation stuff. I'm sure that's
But what else, Joe Cab?
Next
Yeah.
on my list is Numa, because that game was
Oh,
so
super fun.
Yeah.
freaking wild, like
That was
experience-wise.
Yep.
We kind of already talked about this a little bit in terms of experience-based
Mhm,
games. With
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Like, that is a huge drive for me,
For
like
sure.
story-based
Mhm.
and like the kind of path that game took you on. It
And
just
the way it goes
blew
toward,
my
yeah, the
mind.
way
Yeah.
it wraps up, it's really cool.
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
Um,
they
Hey,
did.
look,
Yeah.
Oh, get him.
Oh my god.
that system right
Oh,
in the head.
oh,
do
it,
I don't
do
have
it.
enough.
Raider
Oh.
scum.
Wow.
The only thing I
Yep.
wish nice, off goes your head. The only thing I wish about that game, and the reason I don't think it quite makes my top, is it was really easy to go through quickly.
Yeah.
Which
It
is
was-
too
that was-
bad.
Yeah,
I
it
wish there was.
so fast.
I wish
Yeah.
there was more puzzles and
Mhm.
more stuff or whatever. But beyond
when-
that, it's
when you
a really
bought
good.
it, when Jake bought it,
Mhm.
we watched you beat it,
Mhm.
and then
in like
didn't-
one sitting. pretty
Yeah, in
much,
one sitting,
Yeah,
and then
pretty
didn't
much.
you start it?
No, I went to bed.
Yeah, he
I
went to bed.
started it.
I had
I think
like
you
I had
said-
like
Yeah, I
I had
started
work the
it
next
right
day or
after.
something.
It was like right after Jake
Yeah.
finished it.
Yeah.
I was just like, I want to get back into this. I wanted
Oh,
to.
this is good.
You know?
Mhm.
Well, and the thing about that game too that was, I was kind of okay with how fast it was, is that the puzzle solving stuff, you kind of caught on to
Yeah.
how they designed the
Yeah.
puzzles.
Right.
So you didn't spend as long like working right through the rest of the game. So
Yeah.
I felt like
Yeah.
it was a little short, but not too short.
Okay,
and I
yeah.
was disappointed.
I
So,
dig.
but that was definitely up there. The one that I'm still kind of in the middle of right now, that I'm still having just so much fun with, is Tomb Raider.
Tomb
The
Raider.
Tomb Raider
Tomb Raider.
is so good.
I just heard people saying like not great things about it.
Really,
Yeah.
I'm having a fun time. Like it, I mean, gameplay wise, it's so much fun, and maybe it's because there's a bow and arrow in that game. Pretty much any game that
Yeah.
has a bow and arrow, like
Wait, is this Rise of the
you're having
Tomb
it.
Raider?
Rise of the Tomb Raider, yeah.
Okay.
And
The
original
first Tomb Raider was
Well,
amazing.
no, I've been hearing
Yeah.
people talk about Rise of Tomb Raider and saying like it's
I've heard the
not really
sales are bad.
complete.
But
Yeah.
that's really that's too bad because the only reason I haven't bought it is because you have it.
Yeah.
I live with
Yeah.
you, so
Yeah,
I'm excited
exactly.
to play it at some point. But no, I've watched you play some of it, and it seems like a more in-depth version of the last one, which
Yeah.
is exactly what I wanted. So.
They kind of played a little bit with side quests throughout too, so there's like side shoot-offs from the main story.
That's cool.
I haven't played much of the first one, and I haven't touched the second one. Is it open worldy with the side quests?
So the first one was kind of linear.
Pretty linear.
And that's what I've got from just a little bit that I've played.
The second one, they definitely expanded quite a bit. Like,
Okay.
there's definitely a more open world-esque kind of gameplay.
You still have a
to
guided
it.
area to go to,
Yeah.
but you can
Yeah.
explore more
Okay.
while you do
And
it.
yeah, and they're like that's what's really cool is they've added a ton more tombs, so there's like a ton more just
Puzzles
side
and
stuff
yeah,
and
all that.
puzzles
That's
and
cool.
like it's really cool. I'm having a really good time with it,
Once
despite
again-
what everybody else says.
Just like Fallout 4, Tomb Raider would probably be on my list. I just haven't been able to get
Right.
around to it. I'm excited when I do.
I mean that's one thing that I'll say about 2015 is that you have all these arcade games. Which what was that one game that we played?
Which one?
Clash. Was it
Oh,
Clash?
Clash, yeah.
Clash, that are these like really addictive, like no story, just arcade kind of beat 'em up kind of stuff.
Play with friends, just hang out.
Yeah.
But then the other games that came out were just massive.
Mm-hmm.
There were no games that's just like, oh yeah, you know, if you want some time, go ahead and play this. I pick up Fallout 4. I'm like, well, okay, there goes 4 hours of my
It's
day.
true.
Yeah, that's one of my big things. Is like when I was thinking of titles, it was like at least half of the games that I've played, not necessarily that I've that came out in 2015 this
Mhm.
year, were indie games or arcade
Yeah.
games
Oh, yeah.
that were not necessarily AAA titles that are out there making ridiculous amounts of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, despite that being said, my tie for my number one.
Ooh, it's
Ooh.
One we've already talked a little bit about is GTA 5 Heists.
so fun.
Oh my god! Like for an expansion that adds like a complete new dynamic to a game like that. That was it for
For
me.
sure.
Like that. Oh my god! It was so
What?
much fun, and I still just thoroughly enjoy just going in and playing GTA. And every once in a while, I'm just like, why do I ever play any other game ever? Because GTA 5 is
There's
so
so much to do.
And that's
You
the
can do
interesting
anything
thing
you want.
about GTA or GTA 5, especially because when it came out on Xbox One, I got it. I have played zero of the story
Oh, yeah,
on
same.
Xbox One. I went straight to multiplayer, and I still go back and play it, even though really there's not like anything to do, but there's everything to do
Yeah.
Yep,
in
exactly.
GTA 5.
yeah.
And they just
Yeah.
keep adding stuff, which
They
is
just
it's
keep-
awesome.
Yeah,
I-
like the Halloween update. I hadn't picked up the game in months, you know,
Mhm.
and I was like, I'm gonna see what's new with the Halloween update because they always do cool stuff. And then I ended up, you know, playing it for a little bit and then buying the 2 cars that came out and some of the masks.
Mhm.
And you know, I haven't touched it since, but I've gotten a lot of other games.
Yeah, that's
But
the hard
That's
thing.
the thing, you know.
Yeah. But for a game who has their stuff figured out,
Mm-hmm.
it's GTA
Oh,
5 right
yeah.
now. Like,
Oh yeah.
and obviously
So
they didn't have their
Oh,
stuff
really?
figured out when
No.
the game first came out,
I mean,
but
Oh, God, no.
just in terms of the multiplayer. But now it's just like blows me away.
Yeah.
But my number one game, which actually now that I'm thinking about it, kind of nudges out GTA 5 Heists.
Mhm.
Definitely Rainbow Six Siege.
As your number one.
That's my number
Uno.
one game. I fucking love that game so much.
We
Like,
saw that at RTX.
Oh my
and we got to go
God.
through and actually play it. It was funny because like Jake afterwards was like, "That's everything I want."
that's
Like-
yeah. Like basically, my explanation for Siege is it plays how I want Call of Duty to play, and I get so like tense and like, oh my god, this is freaking crazy. But I never get mad at that game, even when like Parker and I play it all the time. Even when we just get dominated by other teams, just like utterly obliterated,
Yeah.
I just still have so much fun. And
That's a sign of a good game.
exactly,
You know,
right?
A solid game.
Oh my god! And just like thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I just want to play Siege right now because that game is so great. And like one of the big things for people is that it doesn't have a campaign. And
Yeah.
that was one of the things that was really cool about some of the older Rainbow Six games is that the campaign was awesome. Like Rainbow
One of the
Six
big
Vegas,
things for me is that it doesn't have couch
Right.
co-op.
Yeah.
That's fair, but
Yeah.
I mean that we're in a day and age where that's
It's almost standard at this point, which is
Yeah,
really too bad. But
unfortunately.
yeah,
yeah. But Siege, like, for me personally, I like games that are focusing on what really makes them good. Like
Mm.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, they don't have multiplayer anymore because they don't need it. It's a story-based game.
Right.
That's one of the things that I really like. They took the time to, rather than focus on the multiplayer and waste a bunch of time on that,
Which
and
is
have
what I
to
feel-
sacrifice.
I
for
felt
the
like they
single
kind of
player.
did with the first game. They
Yeah.
felt like, oh, we have to have multiplayer.
Yeah,
But
and
I
feel
don't
like
think
that
anyone really got into it. It was just kind of like, yeah, okay, Tomb Raider's multiplayer. I'm gonna play.
Bioshock 2.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
But I mean, I appreciate because there was a time where, like, there were games that were released that were clearly multiplayer, and they threw a campaign. I'm just like, if you had done all multiplayer, you could have focused just a little bit more on it, and it would have no problems. And then there's other games where I'm like, it's all multiplayer. I'm like, wow, you really should have a campaign,
yeah.
or you should just not have multiplayer. And I think companies have finally figured out, like, they've grown balls
Yeah.
and said, like,
This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
we're doing a campaign,
Yeah.
we're doing a story-based game, we're not doing multiplayer because it sucks.
Yeah.
And guess what? You will complain about it not having multiplayer, but
We're gonna.
as soon as we release it with multiplayer, you complain about the multiplayer being shitty.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah.
But
it's a
for-
lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
But in the end, they lose less when they create a better campaign.
Exactly.
Sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
or a better multiplayer experience. Like,
Yeah.
like Overwatch has.
Oh my god, I love that game.
Yeah.
I want
Still
it.
have not played.
I
I haven't
for
played
the
it.
stuff, it looks cool though. It looks
Yeah.
like a
Looks like
version
Team
of
Fortress.
TF2, yeah.
Which is a game that I played a lot of this year
TF2
on the computer.
Oh,
I
yeah.
played a lot of it on the computer.
I still go back and play it as much as I can.
Yeah.
But,
Because there was that time when we played it.
I mean, what do you
Couple
mean? Because
times.
there was that time when I played it from like
Well,
freshman year of high
I'm talking
school
this
till
year.
like sophomore year of high
Yesterday.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, until yesterday. Like so, like there. I mean, but there was like a 5 to 6 year period where if I didn't know what to play, it was Halo or it was Team Fortress. Like that's all I
Yeah.
played. Especially because I was cheap, so it was like new
Yeah.
games. No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go play Team Fortress. So
yeah.
Well, that's the
God, I
thing
hate
too.
it.
Is like I kind of like that games are coming out. Like there's a lot of games. Don't get me wrong, but
Mhm.
games I think are coming out a little bit slower.
you think?
I mean, with the exception of like your. I mean, I'm
Your
about
Call
to
of Duty?
backpedal, but like your Call of Duties and your Assassin's Creed.
Jesus, yeah.
Assassin's
We haven't been
Creed,
working on
Assassin's Creed.
You're the English major.
Assassin's Creed. Shut up.
Oh!
But I do think that, like, you know, certain games are, like, in development forever. And I actually think Bethesda got it right because Fallout 4 was in development for a long time, but from the announcement to its release was, like, 2 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be okay with more games doing that.
Yeah, instead of, like, making us wait, like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't wait for this. And then they
Like,
come
all right.
Hey, Far Cry Primal. 6
That's-
months from
What-
release date, or from announcement to release date.
Jeez.
So,
How do you think Far Cry Primal is going to be?
I don't know.
Looks
I
interesting.
really enjoyed both Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 personally.
Right.
I had a phenomenal time in both of those games.
Those are right up your alley.
Yeah, I
Bow
mean,
and arrow.
like,
Yeah.
What do you know?
bow and arrow,
Yep.
Yeah.
and story-based games that just kind of like have these crazy twists that blow your mind. You're just like, what is going on? Like both of those games did really
Well,
good jobs.
okay,
with
so
those.
looking forward, I mean, have we kind of covered...
There's some things that
2015?
I still kind of want to cover in
Okay.
2015, but
But I say
I'm
that
cool.
we look forward to 2016 as soon as we,
Sure,
you know,
sure,
Nate
wrap that up.
does
26.
what
Yeah,
he
let's
needs
hold on to
to.
that.
Jesus
Yeah.
Whoa,
Christ.
jeez.
Wow. All right, calm down.
hostility.
I was just gonna say because there's some things that we were gonna bring up that it's like that were really big deals to us that weren't necessarily releases or anything like
Yeah.
that this year. They weren't at all this year, but things that were really fun this year that were kind of the most like the biggest things for us. I mean, for me, Master Chief Collection is mostly what I played this year. It's
Yeah.
my top played game by far.
ODST.
ODST was on there.
ODST.
They released that this year.
Amazing.
They added the Action Sack playlist, and I wouldn't be surprised if I sunk a good near day into that playlist. Like, I mean,
Sure.
game played. So that was by far the biggest game for me this year. So.
Ooh, Child of Light for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I once again, I played a lot of catch up from last year. I
Yeah,
didn't get a chance to play Child of Light until this year, and that game, like,
it's amazing.
that game I almost bought again on the 360 just because I wanted to play through it again and take advantage of getting achievements.
See,
But
that's what I'm saying. Since you
like-
like Child of Light, Ori, you need to play Ori.
yeah,
man.
I need to play Ori. But like, that game, like everything about that game, I loved.
Yep.
Everything. It
Super
was
good.
Awesome.
trying to think.
Yours was kind of Smash Bros. Honestly.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you played so much Smash Bros.
Yeah.
You played a lot of Team Fortress on the computer.
Yeah, I put a lot of that on the computer, and I got back into Gotham City Imposters.
Oh yeah, you were playing a lot of that too.
Yep.
That's
I just-
right.
I just play like the same 5 games,
Yeah, you're turning into me now.
I
What's
am.
happening?
but I still buy like all the new games. I'm just like, man, I'll get back.
I'll get
to
around to
it.
it.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
want to play something I know.
I think my problem is I just like buy big games. I'm like, I'm going to 100% this.
Yeah,
You know, it takes 300 hours to 100% that. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
It's gonna
I got
happen.
and then the next one comes out, and you're like, I'm 100% this one.
Did you 100% Dragon Age Inquisition?
That's so I was finished it.
No,
Yeah. Case in
Kyle.
point.
Kyle.
Because
Yeah.
I keep on thinking that I'd be a better weapon, so I keep on going out farming things.
But,
It's so bad.
yeah, but like going back to like just like the games that were released, I like the big things, but I bought a lot of indie games too.
You did.
And
Well,
I-
yeah, you always do the Steam bundles.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the little things on Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you ran into. God, what was the name that was in your top 5? The
Bedlam.
game? Bedlam.
Bedlam.
That's how you
yeah.
ran into that.
Yeah, exactly. I saw it. I saw like a gameplay thing, and I was like, that looks interesting. Looks kind of, I can't remember what level I watched, and I was like, that kind of looks. It was like Quake or Doom or something.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, that looks cool. I'll check it out. And then I bought it, and I loved it.
That's kind of how I ran into the Swapper, which
Yeah.
I thought came out this year. Apparently, it was like last year on the PC or something like that.
Wow.
But yeah, the Swapper was a really weird concept where you're an astronaut, but you can clone yourself, and you can clone yourself in certain spaces, but there's like puzzles that you have to do to get to the ship,
Yeah.
and it's really just a puzzle game, but it was really complex and interesting, and you could only have a max of like 5 clones of yourself, and like you would like build a certain amount of them so you could have like certain ones die in the old
Yep.
spot that they were at, so the pressure plate would then be released or whatever.
It
And
was
like,
sort of like, I liked the concept of So Many Me,
oh, it was like
Oh,
but
yeah.
I couldn't get into that one.
I couldn't either. It was like that, but
Yeah.
not as.
Kid-like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a little more intense. I don't
Yeah.
know. It was cool. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of cool that like we're in an age where you can kind of just
Do
grab
whatever
different
you want.
games and you can almost find anything
Yeah.
that will interest you. I mean, like there are games now that it's hard to even classify as games, but are still really fun. Like me and Jake played through The Walking Dead because that was a game. we played.
Yeah.
That was really fun, and
Which-
it's almost to the point where it's not even really a game. There's most of the time like you really
It's more
Just
like a
decision
visual-
making.
Yeah.
visual novel. Yeah,
Which I am pissed about that because
Oh.
I bought it and I've tried to play it with my girlfriend because she's watching The Walking Dead.
But she
Mhm.
can't read. So
That's the
Oh.
problem.
So you're like, wow,
God,
look at this game.
it's bad. Yeah.
being all mean to illiterate people.
God, no, but like every time I try and launch it, it says I don't own it.
Oh,
And I've tried uninstalling it. I've tried reinstalling it.
and
I've
it's
tried-
like, hey, you can play it.
Yeah,
and
it's
then you
like,
try to play
oh.
it, and then
yeah, and it shows up in my ready to install, but it's every time I launch it, it's like, what are you doing?
oh.
You're dumb.
Exactly, and it's
Welcome
not like.
to next gen. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
Also, side note of that, I've gotten a lot more games that I didn't know that I owned with backwards compatibility. I didn't know. I don't think I ever bought a digital version of Halo Reach.
But
I
you
have that
it?
on backwards compatibility.
What? That's
Yeah.
super nice.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
like Battle Block, I've got that one.
Mm.
My brother bought World of Keflings, and that's on my ready to play. But
Wow.
and I know he bought it on his profile because I had anytime I wanted to play it, I had to sign in.
Same
to
thing, but now
And
it's on
then-
your profile
yeah.
too.
And so I'm like, all right, I can dig it.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
That's
Holy cow!
Yeah,
All right, but yeah, I think that pretty much summarizes this year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about next year a little bit, Kyle?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What are you looking
what
forward to?
Yeah.
What are you guys excited for next year?
Pokemon Go.
Ooh, that's a good, very, very quick answer
Yep.
there.
Dude, come on.
I think
Pokemon
we're
on your
all
phone?
on his side, except for the
Come
old
on.
guy here,
Yeah.
Kyle.
I'm not.
You're the
old.
oldest here. You watch Thundercats.
I don't
Who
watch
does that?
Thundercats, you
No.
assholes.
I said you watched Thundercats. Yeah, come on. But, I mean,
I like how that doesn't really date him that much.
I know.
Right?
Right.
But that's our reasoning for dating.
yeah.
Kyle.
The God.
You're so old. You watched
So
Thundercats.
old.
Oh, that's a
Um,
trap.
Yeah, but really, Pokemon Go
That's gonna be really
looks
cool.
amazing.
It's gonna be
Pokemon
really cool.
on your phone.
It's gonna make you go outside, Zach.
I know.
Join like general society.
Sunlight.
I'm gonna get the. I will probably buy the little like wrist accessory.
Will you?
I probably will.
That's intense.
When does Pokemon Go come out?
Next year at some point, I hope. I don't even know
They
if
haven't-
it's actually
There's
released.
no announced date.
I don't. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Okay, go. for
Talk
it.
amongst yourselves.
Okay,
That's-
well, I'll mention one. I don't know exactly what's coming out next year for sure, except for whatever reason, something that's sticking out in my mind is Mirror's Edge.
Oh my
I'm
god.
really excited for a new
Wow.
Mirror's Edge.
I'm a freak out.
Yeah,
Dear
like
Lord.
so, like first of all, it just had like a cool design to it. It had a cool character to it, but it was sort of like the gameplay. And for its time, it was really cool. I played it really late, and I was still like, wow, this is pretty awesome.
First-person platformer that
right.
actually handles really, really well.
Does
really
listen
good
to
parkour,
shitty
yeah.
controllers.
Hardcore parkour.
Hardcore parkour.
Yeah. 2016
no, so
is
that
what the
one-
Pokemon website says.
Hey.
So
Yeah,
I'm
that
looking
one-
forward to that.
The coolest thing about it is I always felt like it was like it's a parkour game, but yet you have a straightforward way to go, and that's not how parkour works. You're
Yeah.
supposed to just
Yeah.
kind of go anywhere.
Which
And
would be
apparently,
interesting with the new one.
The new one's supposed to have open world parkour,
Yeah.
which sounds so cool.
Do you think it'll be hardcore parkour?
We already made that joke while you're looking it up, but
Yeah.
Make it twice.
Oh, sing it the clap.
Yeah, jokes.
But yeah, I'm really,
Halloween.
Ah, Hallows Eve.
still not a joke.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You say it enough, it will be.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, that's the first one that comes to mind to me. I hope you guys can bring up something that I haven't thought of.
Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to that
I'm
one.
looking forward to that one.
Will Mass Effect come out next year?
I'm actually excited for that because it seems like they're kind of not necessarily rebooting, but kind of like letting people who never got to experience the
and
the
it's
first three.
just the universe.
Yeah.
right.
So I mean, which I fully enjoy that they're like, okay, we created this giant universe. You already spent your time with Commander Shepard, but we realize that his story is over, or her story, depending on how you played it.
Mhm.
But we can't ignore this giant universe that we created, and we're going to let you explore it now, which is actually what the game was about, exploring the universe.
Mm.
Okay, hold up 1 second.
Yep.
Were you looking at how often Kyle was saving and how many saves he had?
It's been pretty often.
4 hours, 32 minutes. 4 hours, 32 minutes. 4 hours, 32 minutes.
4
5
hours
hours.
33.
Yeah,
Sometimes stuff happens.
I guess.
God.
Jeez. I didn't
Listen,
know you
he's
could
been
get...
recording. He's got
That's-
stuff to do.
That's true.
Jesus,
You probably should have saved before that guy shot his rocket.
Kyle.
Could have dodged it.
God, yeah, that's a good point. Mass Effect, I'm excited for. That should be really
that'll
cool.
be cool. I'm kind of excited for the Division.
Oh yeah.
It does
completely
look like
forgot about that
a
game.
Rainbow Six version of Destiny.
Yeah,
so
and
it's
that's
either
what
going to be good or bad in my because
That's
I
what-
didn't like Destiny when it
That's what
came
it
out.
played
but,
like.
Yeah.
And I wish Parker and I got to play together while we were in the alpha.
Have kind of experienced it with someone else.
Yeah, exactly. Because like solo, it was okay, but I wanted to play with friends to see if we could get if it was like the trailers made it out to be.
But sadly, audience, Zach doesn't.
Exactly.
Zach doesn't
We
know.
established this earlier in this episode.
You know nothing, Zach.
Snow.
So, that's not.
Yeah. What else is coming out next year that
Oh, God.
I like?
I know. I didn't know this was going to be part of the podcast. I'm
You
so
didn't know?
prepared.
Yo, guys!
I'm so
I
prepared.
sprung it on you.
You
That's
sprung
okay.
it?
No, I should be more prepared with it.
Game that's kind of exciting that's coming out in 2016 allegedly that I probably won't play because I don't own a Wii U.
Ooh.
I'll buy
Metroid Prime.
Oh, yeah,
There's
heck
a
yeah.
new Metroid
Yeah.
Prime coming out.
Metroid comes out. Star
Star
Fox
Fox.
comes out.
Star Fox.
Oh, Zelda's supposed to be
The
coming
new
out.
Zelda comes
Oh,
out.
I'll buy that.
Yeah,
that was
there's
supposed to be open world.
Nintendo's Nintendo's looking good.
Yeah.
Doom comes out next year.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna bring up Doom.
Yeah.
Doom.
I should probably go back and play.
There's
those.
what's the game?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to see way more of it, but there's that game.
Recore.
Oh nope, that's not
Dang
what I was
it.
thinking
Oh,
of.
that
Heck
game
yeah,
does,
Recore
yeah.
looks cool. No, it's the dragon one. What is that? Scalebound?
Yeah.
That one looks really interesting.
That one does
You
look
were telling me
interesting.
because it
about
looks
that.
open worldy
It's-
and like
Yeah.
sort of cyberpunk. Or I
Yeah.
don't even know because
Because the
dude's
guy's got
wearing
the headphones.
yeah he's wearing like Beats headphones
Yeah.
and he's riding around on a dragon
Yeah.
killing like Templar knight looking dudes.
Yeah.
And then like apparently you can go on raids with your dragons and 4
Yeah.
other people or something. And like
It's canon.
I'm
Duh.
yep all right.
You name it, we got it.
But yeah, that looks
one,
really cool.
That one does look cool.
I don't know. There's so much stuff that I feel like
Garden Warfare
it's like,
2.
hey, you don't really know what you're gonna get yet. Oh, Garden Warfare 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There's a lot of things that I feel like have been announced, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen gameplay. I haven't seen a lot of stuff.
First
But-
game I've pre-ordered in a long time.
Hmm.
Unravel.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that just like Little Big Planet?
Nope.
It does
Oh,
look
okay.
like a little big.
It looks like Little Big Planet.
It's
Yeah.
platformer.
Like Little Big Planet.
But it
No,
looks
but you don't like build stuff. You unravel yourself.
You unbuild stuff.
You
which is
unbuild
yourself.
yourself.
Oh,
and
so
you
it's
gotta
like
find
the
your
sequel
friends.
to Little Big Planet,
Yeah,
where you have to
Big Little Planet.
unbuild
big,
all the
big,
stuff
small
from Little Big
planet.
Planet.
Big small
Large,
planet.
large, small planet.
Large small planet. It's the best game. You unravel yourself because you gotta find your friends.
Oh.
And I have no friends, and hopefully I can relate.
You're gonna be like Yarn.
Exactly.
Oh man.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Well,
there's
I'm
that.
so I kind of want to get into that. What made you pre-order it? Because that doesn't seem like a game you would be that
Really?
interested to pre-order. No, not like that interested. I don't know.
Well, I guess
It seems like something that you'd be like, oh, I might get that when it comes out. But why pre-order?
part of it was because it was on sale when I pre-ordered it.
Okay.
That does help.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just, for some reason, it reminds me of, I don't want to say like DuckTales, but it just it seems like a platformer that I like really enjoy, and
Okay.
it may be short. It may be, it may not be like a great game, but like aesthetically, it looks cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
may
yeah.
not be
I
good.
may hate it. They may think it's the worst thing that
What?
ever came out
Dang.
ever.
Good point,
But I'll
Zach.
play
Good
it.
point. I with your endorsement, I am pre-ordering that game too. It might suck, but
Yeah.
aesthetically, it's there.
Remember
I
my,
need to hire you for my advertising.
Hey,
firm.
remember my
We should put
Red
that on
versus
the
Blue?
box. Oh.
review?
What was that?
It made me not want to fall asleep when I watched it before bed.
Oh. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
right.
come on.
Yeah,
I mean,
it takes a lot. It
it's
takes a
true.
lot.
It's very true.
I'm the old one. I'm the one that takes naps.
Wow. I just go to bed at like 10 o'clock now.
Wow, you guys are all old.
Well, you go to bed at 10, you go to bed at like 8.
Wow. You drink
Man.
some prune juice before bed?
Hey, it helps digestion.
That's a yes. I just want to confirm.
Yeah,
I never said it was a yes.
Just done it.
I'm just saying it can be good for you.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But, like, really, I
That's
don't
cool.
know. Something about it just
No, that's cool.
stands
Like,
out
if
to
it
me.
stands
and
out,
it-
you should.
I just...
It's funny because I'm just not. First of all, I'm not a pre-order guy really anymore. I
Yeah,
don't see the
same.
point in it. But also,
Oh,
It
Jesus
just
Christ, he has a Batman.
ooh, get him! Right in the nuts! Right in the nuts!
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Jesus.
I
He took a
feel
sweet
like-
time to blow you up too.
Also, I think it came with stuff when I pre-ordered it.
Always want to get stuff.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I know I read something on it, and it was like, you get this, 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 and this. And I was like, it's probably a good deal.
You sold me.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of thises.
Gosh.
It's gotta be
3
something.
more thises in my life. What about you, Joker?
I mean, he brought up a big one for me, Mirror's Edge. Like that game, like I played so much Mirror's Edge. Like I even did like the time trials and all that stuff, and like I just loved the challenge of that game in general. Like oh, so good. But the other one is Doom. I loved Doom.
See that one?
So I'm really interested to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
Right.
But and like Doom 3 is the one that I have like the most like nostalgia with, and that
I have bad nostalgia with that one.
Bad nostalgia.
It was so that was like
That's
my
bad
first.
memories, not nostalgia.
No.
Nostalgia is missing the past.
I have bad nostalgia.
I just think about it and I miss it.
Is that like you love being beaten or something like that? Like, Oh my god.
But with Doom, like, that was my first like spooky game that I really enjoyed. And so that kind of set me down a different path with what games I end up
Oh,
playing.
okay.
So I'm interested to see what they do with it, but I'm really excited overall to get another Doom game.
Heck yeah. When is so there was one that I wanted to bring up, Final Fantasy the remake. Does that come out next year, or are they not known when that's coming out?
I don't know. I think the next episode, because it's going to be
Episodic, right?
Episodic, yeah.
Right.
And I think the first episode comes out next year.
Because so that's a game that like it's like when everyone talks about some of their favorite games, like a lot of people that played games then that were really into it, which this is before I really got into games. I was still playing Super Mario.
Why?
Chilling.
I was in front of you. You killed yourself.
It's okay, Kyle. That's a game I missed. I don't know. So I'm excited for that to come out, and especially when it's just all new and visually like interesting, where it's hard to go back and play something that came
really
out
hard to go
that
back
long
and play
ago.
that.
Where it's like I can understand your nostalgia for it, but for me that's trying to experience that, I won't get the same experience you had. So.
To be honest, I got lucky with it, and I was a little bit behind with playing it because it was one of the games that my dad had. And we were cleaning out the basement, and we found his old book, CD case, and so it had like Duke Nukem and like Carmageddon and a bunch of like old games that were really really fun. We had Doom, and that one was just in the back, and I think it had like 4 or 5 discs.
Jeez.
And I just remember I was like, what is this? And Dad's like, it's a fun game. He's not so much into fantasy RPG, not like modern fantasy RPG, I guess. He played like Bard's Tale and Diablo and medieval stuff. But it was good. That was very good.
I hit him with a missile in the chest and he didn't die.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. But,
I'm going to kill this person.
Please do.
Do it, Kyle.
Please do.
You're invested now.
Yeah.
Can't turn back.
Yeah.
Well,
If I was you, I would make a save.
I did.
Oh my god. But yeah, it was just one of those games. It was like one of the first games that I bought, or I guess the second game that I bought.
The bullets explode. They're
Really?
explosive bullets. Yeah.
Nice.
If I get close enough.
It was like the second game I bought a strategy guide to.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a
That's
sign
how
of the
committed
times
you got.
as well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, I that's Link to the Past. It was the first one I got a strategy guide.
See, and Ocarina of Time was my first one.
Yeah.
Suck a bitch.
I don't see this.
Why?
Yeah, you're not even close.
Yeah.
Do you have your nuke
Yeah,
rocket launcher
seriously.
with you?
No, he doesn't bring it with him so he can pick up crap.
Yeah. God damn it, Kyle.
But yeah, that one, I played through that one to completion. I got Vincent, I got Yuffie, I got the golden chocobo, I got all that stuff.
All this stuff that I do not know
Exactly.
what the fuck you're saying.
But just know it took a lot of effort.
Okay.
And that one, it just stands out to me,
Yeah. Well, so are you excited for that to come out?
I am excited for that one to come out.
Cool.
I like that game so much, I bought it on Steam, and I played about halfway through it, and then I tried modding it with like HD graphics, and it just messed up my game.
Oh.
So I just said screw it.
Nice.
But then I found out that the remastered version's coming out. Got hype again.
Got hype?
Got hype!
Nice.
You know what I'm really excited for next year?
What are you excited for?
AGDQ.
Oh my gosh, that's like next year in
Like
like a
2
week.
weeks, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, that'll date this podcast a
Yeah.
little bit. Let's hope we have this up on a decent.
Yeah,
basis.
we
Stick
just
on the
sunk
class.
twice.
Stick on the glass.
Ah, goodness. Kyle, what are you excited for? You're so talkative
Other than
now.
Mass
I'm
Effect.
excited for killing this motherfucker.
I guess.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. Of
Coming
it.
in 2016.
Will
Kyle
he do
finally
it or will he not?
Oh.
Tune in next time for our next podcast.
I'm excited
God.
for games.
I thought that was going to be my closing thing.
Yeah.
Good job, Kyle.
Wow.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, let's
We gotta
see
end
what
stronger.
Kyle
Yeah.
can do here.
Let's see.
Okay,
We'll pull this off.
All right.
Oh, he's getting
Ooh.
sneaky.
He's now going to
Dun,
shoot
dun,
him in
dun,
the
dun.
head.
Yeah, go get it.
Yeah,
I just ordered my friend
There's no one
to
over
go,
there
to
at
go
Valentine.
kill.
Come on, Nick. You got this. Can Nick die?
No, that's why I said.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
gonna go.
I want to see Nick get shot with a nuke.
And they just like walk it off.
There goes. Wow.
Jesus Christ!
Brush off the shoulders.
He's like, okay, I'm good. You're not even gonna go check on him? Or you just-
Take that car.
Aha!
Practice shots. Oh, what the
Nick.
Oh, God, cars.
Oh,
car? What is that? Oh, it's exploding?
Because
Okay.
he shot it twice.
I was hoping that meant a car was getting thrown at you. Or something.
That would be better.
Yeah.
That's the secret to that, right? Fire a nuke and then it'll launch cars.
Shoot. Oh, you missed the
Oh,
elbow.
so
Wow.
close.
Kyle, how come your guns don't do like anything against this guy?
Oh,
God.
Kyle.
You.
Oh my god.
I guess now
Hey,
we
your
know.
arm fell off.
Hey.
Now we know. Kyle
you need
won.
a hand?
Kyle, you tried.
No.
I tried.
You tried. You
Let's stop.